Hello and welcome to this video in which I'm going to show you a speedy diminished scale finger tapping lick. Even though this lick uses a diminished scale, it can be used on any other scale type, which I will show you at the end of the video. The idea for this lick uses a standard diminished scale pattern in your left hand and a diminished 7 chord in your right hand. The left hand fingering for this particular scale pattern is all on fret 7, so 7th position. I'm going to start on my D string and I'm going to play fingers 1, 3, 4 on frets 7, 9 and 10. On the G string, frets 7, 8, 10 with fingers 1, 2, 4. On the B string, frets 7, 9, 10, 1, 3, 4 fingers. And the high E string, fingers 1, 2, 4 on frets 7, 8 and 10. We're basically alternating between fingers 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 4. Nowhere in the major scale or any of its modes do you play fingers 1, 3, 4, followed by fingers 1, 2, 4. So you may find this fingering particularly uncomfortable. The right hand is going to be outlining a diminished 7th chord. I like to think of this as a 2 and 2 shape. So the first and second fingers are on the D string and B string at frets 13, and the third and fourth fingers are on fret 14 on the G and the high E string. So we get this little 2 and 2 shape. The right hand is basically going to be tapping on each one of these notes in turn. When using a finger tapping technique, you can hammer on with any finger you want on your right hand. I generally use the middle finger of my right hand if I'm only tapping one note at a time, because I hold the plectrum with my thumb and index finger. This means I can quickly swap between a standard picking technique and a tapping technique. Many people use their index finger for tapping, which means you have to swap between the picking and the tapping, which is very inefficient. The technique for this lick involves, first of all, hammering the note of the right hand from the chord, in this case fret 13 on the D string, pulling off to the left hand on fret 7, then hammering the remaining 2 notes on the left hand, in this case frets 9 and 10. So far we have this. I'm then going to move this sequence onto the next set of strings, which will be fret 14 on the right hand, mapping out the chord, and frets 7, 8 and 10 on the G string. Moving on to the B string, the right hand will be on fret 13, left hand frets 7, 9 and 10. Then the high E string, back to fret 14 on the right hand, frets 7, 8 and 10 on the left hand. You have to pay particular attention when crossing the strings, so once I've done maybe the D string, when I then hammer on to the G string, you need to make sure that you don't let the note on the left hand bleed into the next note when you hammer the right hand. So you need to release the left hand when you hammer down with your right hand. You can phrase this lick however you want. I'm actually thinking in rhythmic groups of 6, and I'm starting on the and of beat 2. So if I'm counting 1 and 2, da 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 da, with that last note being the D note at the end on fret 10. So the next question is, where can you play this lick? As I'm finishing on the D note on fret 10, this lick would sound pretty good over a D7 chord, maybe over a D7 funk vamp. I would probably play something to outline the D7 chord after playing this lick to give some sort of resolution. And also this lick could be played over an F7 chord, an A flat 7 chord or a B7 chord because of the symmetrical nature of the diminished scale. Anything using the diminished scale can be repeated every 3 frets, so this entire lick can be moved along the fingerboard in 3 fret jumps. Once you have the technique for this lick mastered, you can then try it with other scales. All you need is a scale pattern in your left hand and a chord pattern to outline in your right hand. As we've been talking about a diminished scale over a D7 chord, let's stick with the D7 chord and simplify things with a D mixolydian scale in your left hand, and we'll outline a D7 chord pattern in the right hand. Keeping on fret 7, we're going to play on the D string frets 7, 9 and 10, G string frets 7, 9 and 11, B string frets 7, 8 and 10. Now there is a duplicate note here between fret 7 on the B string and fret 11 on the G string. Doesn't matter because we will be tapping a note in between these 2 duplicate notes with the right hand. We are then on to fret 7, 8 and 10 on the high E string. The chord pattern is fret 12 on the D string, fret 14 on the G string, fret 13 on the B string, and fret 14 on the high E string. Basically an open D7 chord shape. Applying the sequence, and then if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more guitar licks and ideas in future videos. Bye for now.